Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Today we are exploring the science and the 6 really impressive health benefits of black garlic. It is a completely fascinating transformation that takes an ordinary everyday kitchen clove and turns it into an absolute antioxidant powerhouse. And the best part? You get all of this without the notorious garlic breath.
Okay, let's dive into our roadmap for today. We're going to cover 1. The black garlic transformation. 2. Antioxidants and blood sugar. 3. Heart, brain, and liver health. 4. Preliminary anti-cancer research. 5. Important safety precautions. And finally, 6. Delicious ways to eat it.
All right, starting right off with Section 1, the black garlic transformation. To really understand the benefits here, we have to ask a pretty basic question. What exactly happens when you age raw garlic? Because, you don't just leave it sitting on the counter. Black garlic is created when whole, raw garlic is aged under strictly controlled, high temperature and high humidity conditions for several weeks. It's this incredibly deliberate, careful process that completely rewrites the chemical makeup of the plant.
Now, the science behind this whole visual change is something called the Maillard reaction. As the garlic sits in that hot, humid environment, the cloves turn brown and eventually just completely pitch black. But what's happening on a microscopic level is even cooler. Raw garlic gets its strong, pungent odor from a compound called allicin. Well, during the Maillard reaction, that allicin is converted into highly powerful antioxidant compounds, like alkaloids and flavonoids. The chemistry literally transforms the plant's natural defense mechanisms into something our bodies can really soak up and use.
And the physical differences that result from that chemistry are just night and day. Think about raw garlic. It's white, it's got that sharp, punchy odor, and a really firm texture. But black garlic? It possesses this very mild, almost sweet flavor and has a delicate, sticky consistency. The aging process actually solves the problem of raw garlic's harshness. It makes it so much easier on the palate while significantly upgrading its health profile.
Which brings us to Section 2, antioxidants and blood sugar.
21. That is the magic number here. According to a 2014 study on this aging process, it takes exactly 21 days for black garlic to reach its absolute peak antioxidant content. And because of this, black garlic ends up containing substantially more antioxidants than raw garlic. This is absolutely crucial because those antioxidants are what protect your cells from oxidative damage, which, as we know, is a major driver of all sorts of chronic diseases.
When we look at the data from animal studies, the metabolic benefits are honestly fascinating, especially for blood sugar regulation. When rats were fed diets high in fat and sugar, black garlic extract led to lowered cholesterol, decreased inflammation, better appetite regulation, and significantly lowered glucose and insulin levels in the blood. Another older study even noted that the high antioxidant activity could help prevent complications from uncontrolled diabetes. Now, we obviously still need more human trials to confirm these exact improvements in us, but the foundational science on its protective effects is incredibly promising. Let's move on to Section 3, heart, brain, and liver.
Now, what's really interesting about the data on heart health is this divergence we see between animal and human studies. In the animal models, black garlic is a clear-cut winner. It reduces total cholesterol, LDL, which is the bad cholesterol, and triglycerides, while actively increasing the good HDL cholesterol. It even helped open up circulation in rats recovering from heart damage. But looking at the human studies, it's a bit more mixed. In a 12-week human trial, black garlic did successfully increase that good HDL cholesterol, which is fantastic. But researchers didn't see a real difference in triglycerides or the bad LDL compared to a placebo. So while it for sure supports heart health, mostly by boosting antioxidants and HDL, it might not be a magic bullet for fixing all your cholesterol markers.
Moving up to the brain, the benefits are all rooted in fighting inflammation. Scientists heavily suspect that inflammation of the nervous system plays a huge role in degenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. In animal models, black garlic was shown to reduce brain inflammation caused by beta amyloid, which is a protein strongly associated with Alzheimer's, and it actually improved short-term memory. By preventing oxidative stress up there, black garlic is showing some real potential in protecting our cognitive function as we get older.
And we literally cannot forget the liver, our body's primary filter for the modern world. Black garlic acts like a shield here. Studies show it protects the liver from damage caused by constant exposure to everyday chemicals, germs, and even medication side effects. It's even been shown to improve liver function after chronic alcohol-induced damage. In obese rats on a high-fat diet, aged black garlic decreased the levels of ALT and AST. Those are the two key blood chemicals doctors look at as markers for liver damage. So it's essentially a strong protective baseline for your liver.
All right, on to Section 4, Preliminary Anti-Cancer Research. So, the crucial point we have to make here is that we need to look at this responsibly. The research in this area is strictly preliminary. Test tube studies do show very strong potential, but human clinical trials are currently pretty mixed. For example, some older human studies on aged garlic extract showed it didn't really result in any significant difference in the overall quality of life for cancer patients, though in some of those cases, patients did see a boost in their natural killer or NK cell count. It is absolutely not a guaranteed cure by any stretch, but it remains a highly active area of serious scientific observation.
The most impressive data we have so far actually comes from the test tube environment. In a study observing the blood of 21 volunteers, black garlic extract just totally outperformed raw garlic across the board. It showed way stronger immune-stimulating, antioxidant, and anti-cancer activities. Get this, within a 72-hour window, the black garlic extract solution actually proved toxic to lung, breast, stomach, and liver cancer cells. Again, yes, this is test tube data, but it powerfully demonstrates the intense biological activity of the compounds that get unlocked during that aging process.
Which brings us to Section 5, Important Safety Precautions. Because every superfood has its caveats, right? Neither raw nor black garlic have major, widespread side effects for most people. But there are a few ground rules. First, if you're taking blood-thinning medications, you really need to avoid eating large amounts of black garlic because it might increase the risk of bleeding. Second, and this feels kind of obvious, but it's super vital, if you have an allergic reaction to raw garlic, you must strictly avoid black garlic too. And as always, anytime you're adding a highly bioactive food into your daily routine, it's best to consult with a healthcare professional just to make sure it plays nice with your specific health profile.
Finally, Section 6, Delicious Ways to Eat It.
Now for the fun part. How do we actually take all this amazing science and bring it into the kitchen? Remember, that aging process makes black garlic sweet, mild, and sticky. This opens up an entirely new culinary doors that raw garlic could just never walk through. You can toss it with soy sauce to completely elevate a stir-fry, or drop it in to add this rich, deep umami flavor to your soups. Because of that soft texture, you can literally mash it right into cream cheese or party dips, or blend it directly into mayo or hummus. You could thinly slice the cloves and scatter them over salads, pasta, or even use them as a crazy good pizza topper. Or just keep it simple and blend them with olive oil to create an incredible antioxidant-packed salad dressing.
We've seen how a bit of heat and humidity can completely transform a harsh, pungent clove into this sweet, super ingredient that actively defends your heart, your brain, and your liver. The science is fascinating, and the culinary possibilities, they're pretty much endless. So, how will you use black garlic in your next meal? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I really hope you feel inspired to get a little experimental in the kitchen while boosting your health. See you next time.